How's worship music changed for me in the last 5 years? It's just continued to get more and more focus for me. I feel more and more focused on what God has given me a gift to do, and that's connect with people in the church. And I think, people have wondered, is worship music a trend? And I just love to say that worship is not a trend, it's for all of life, and it's before we were here, and it's going to be all of eternity of worship of God, and styles come and go, but the worship of God is not a trend, and I just want to continue to stay really focused on writing songs that the church can sing. And I think over the last 5 years, God's continued to show me and humble me with that gift of saying, Chris, here's these songs I've trusted you with for the church, and I hope we're faithful to continue to write these songs and not try to be someone else who we're not, I want to sit down, and sometimes I try to sit down and think, I want to write a song that the whole world's going to sing. And you've never heard any of those songs. It just doesn't work that way. These songs just come out of a time. Honestly, all these songs, when I think of How Great Is Our God, I think of Holy Is the Lord, I think of songs like Forever and We Fall Down and The Wonderful Cross, and some of these songs, it just comes out of a time of my own worship to God, truly. Usually it's in my house, just in my room, just my guitar, and have the scriptures open, just reading something along. How Great Is Our God was Psalm 104:2. I was reading that, and it says, "You, O Lord, are great. You're clothed with splendor and majesty, and you wrap yourself in light." And Jesse and I started getting together with that song, and usually something sparks me just from out of my own heart, and it always comes in a moment where I'm not ready for it. And I just try to find and write it down. Yes. Well, that's a tough question. The question was asked, how does it feel to have the attention pointed to me when we point attention to God? And the best way I can say it is my mentor and one of my best friends in life, Louis Giglio, who is a big reason I'm here. We've been talking about that, and there's two things. One is we just kind of want to be the moon, and the moon has no light of itself, but it just reflects the light of the sun onto the earth, and that's where hopefully our hearts, and hopefully that's where we are. We're placed in the right place where we're reflecting the light of the sun on the earth. We have no light. We have no light on our own, but our light comes from God. And secondly, we want to just be like John the Baptist, when everybody kept saying, everybody kept coming to him and saying, "You're the man, you're the man. All these people are going to Jesus and they're leaving you. What do you think about that?" And he said, "There's one that's greater." And he said, "He must increase and I must decrease." And I can't help what other people may say about me. I only know the motives in my heart, and that is to continually let God increase and continually decrease. In the red, yeah.
What do you think it says about the gospel music industry that you as a worship artist would be the top nominee?
Wow. Well, not because of me, but I think because of this genre of music that we play, there's a lot of us that have gone, I just follow in the footsteps of incredible people who've paved the way in this, and I would hopefully say that we're in a good place of the right things, being about the right things, and that is that the world revolves around God and it doesn't revolve around us. And let's write songs that continually make God as great as He can. And I think people are responding to the greatness of God, and that's what's beautiful, because they're not responding to "here's my needs," but they're responding to the greatness of God. And I say this, and I mean it. If we just continue to put songs forth before the people that make God as great as He can be, and as great as we can, the language that He's given us, if we make God as big as we can before the people, then people are going to respond to it, hearts are going to come to it, people are going to be healed and restored because of it, and the church will have life. And hopefully we're bringing songs that's bigger than just an industry, but is captivating the entire world with the worship of God. And what I've always loved, and I think it's weird that it's kind of catching up to me this year, but we've always been following the songs. No one's ever known who we were. We were writing these songs and just chasing them around the country as people were singing them in their churches. And now there's a kind of a name put to it, I guess. But hopefully God find us faithful and continue to lift up His name above all names. And I think it's a good place for the Gospel Music Association to be.